My boss drove a luxury car every day, and it was my duty to greet him and open the gates for him as I worked as a watchman in his villa. But he never responded back to my greetings. One day, he saw me opening the garbage bags that was outside the villa in search of some leftover foods. But as usual, he never ever looked at me, and it was like that nothing ever happened. The very next day, I saw a paper bag at the same place, but it was clean and the food inside was covered well. It was fresh and good food, like someone has just brought it from the supermarket. I didn't bother as to where it came from. I just took the paper bag and I was so happy about it. Every day I found this paper bag at that same place with fresh vegetables and all that we needed for home. This became my daily routine. I was eating and sharing this food with my wife, and I was wondering who the fool would be to forget his paper bag full of fresh food every day. One day it so happened that I was told there was a big problem in the villa and my boss died. It was a shock to everyone, and there were many guests visiting that villa. So I did not get any food that day. So I thought maybe some of the visitors who came to visit took those food packets. But this continued for the second day, third day, fourth day, and so on. I waited for a week, and it was difficult for me to manage life, to manage my family without food. So I decided to meet his wife and ask her for increase in the salary as a watchman. As I told her that I needed increase in the salary, otherwise I would quit the job, I gave various reasons as to how I am unable to manage the living. She was not convinced, and she just asked how it was possible for you to manage all these years, 2 years, without even complaining about the salary increase. Why all of a sudden? Finally, I had to tell the truth. I told her the entire story of the bag of groceries I used to get, the daily provision, how I used to manage. She did ask me as to when this supply of provisions stopped. I told her after the death of her husband. She started crying. It never stuck to my mind that it was my boss who never greeted me, never responded to my greetings. It was he who was so much generous. His wife told me, I am crying because I have found the seventh person whom my husband was giving this bag full of food. I knew my husband was helping 7 people every day. I had already found the sixth person. Seventh person was not found by me. I'm happy that you're the seventh person whom my husband was helping. From that day onwards, I started to receive the bag full of food again, and I was pretty happy. But this time it was my boss' son who was supplying me to my house the provisions, the groceries that is required for my family. But like his father, whenever I used to thank him, he used to never respond back like his dad. One day I told him thank you in a loud voice. He replied back to me to please not to be offended when he doesn't reply, because he has a hearing problem just like his dad. We are wrong so many times judging others the way we think they are, without knowing the actual story, without knowing the battles they are fighting, without knowing the struggles they have in their life. So let's all be kind and courteous in dealing with others, for everyone is fighting a very hard battle. Be careful, not everything is about you. Before you assume, there is a thing called asking. Don't jump into conclusions because this is truly not an exercise. It may cause you more harm at the end of the day. Many of our problems are caused by how we process what happens around us. Don't judge a situation you have never been in. Be humble enough to learn. You do not know at all. You don't know what everyone is going through. Let's change the way we feel about ourselves and others. There are two sides to a story. Don't believe everything you hear. Everyone you meet is fighting a battle you know nothing about. Thanks a lot, friend, for such a forward. This has been taken from the internet, and this actually helped me change my thinking. Thought of sharing it with you. Hope you love it.